What is the best pet bug and why is it a hissing cockroach? Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. My name is Zoe, but most people know me as the Reptiles. And today I'm going to give you 10 reasons why the Madagascar hissing cockroach is the best pet invertebrate. The first reason is they're super common, so they're readily available and easy to find and get your hands on. Because of that, they're also extremely inexpensive. You can find these guys at reptile expos, online stores like Josh's Frogs. I think I got mine from eBay, not gonna lie. The next reason they're great is you can have more than one because you can cohab them. Now, a little word about cohabbing. If you keep males and females together, you're gonna end up with lots of little babies. So unless you wanna breed cockroaches, I would stick to just one sex or the other. Now, you can keep multiple, but you do need enough space for them because especially ones like the males, which I have right here, they can fight and be aggressive towards each other if they don't have enough space. So right now I have my 5 males in a 10-gallon tank with lots of cork bark so they can each have their own spot to hide in, and I sprinkle food throughout the whole entire enclosure so that there's no need to fight. Now, I personally like the males over the females because the males have these cool little bumps. I always refer to them as like little billy goat horns. So we talk about those with the kids and sexual dimorphism and how the males look different from the females. And the little bumps are kind of the key thing. So they're just super cool. So that's one of the reasons I really like the males more than the females. Now, we mentioned breeding. The next reason they're awesome is they are really easy to breed. So if you want to breed them, that way you have pets for life, then it's very easy to do so. And if you're watching this video or you're subscribed to this channel, it's probably because you have pet reptiles. In which case, you can also feed these to your reptiles. So if you breed them, keep some as pets and the rest can be food. That sounds really cruel considering this is a video about why they make great pets, but you're gonna end up with a lot of cockroaches if you decide to breed them. Now, the next reason we already kind of mentioned, but that's that they can live in a 10-gallon tank. There's not really any reptiles these days that you can keep in a 10-gallon tank. And sometimes you just want a small pet in a small tank that you can keep in your room, in which case, the Madagascar hissing cockroach is a great option for that. The next reason these are awesome is they're super easy to feed and take care of. These guys are decomposers, so they're gonna eat fruits, vegetables, essentially your scraps. So if you keep fruits and vegetables in your house, you already have food for your Madagascar hissing roaches. You can also buy commercial roach food, which is pretty inexpensive, as well as like commercial gel so they can get their water. But I prefer just to use an assortment of fruits and vegetables considering I already have those for myself, but also for my reptiles. So it just makes it a little bit easy. I make my reptile salads and the scraps go to the roaches. The next awesome these guys are super cool is they come from Madagascar, so they're a little bit more of a tropical species, which means you can create a pretty cool setup using dirt, cork bark, plants, leaf litter. We used to keep these guys on the front desk at the nature center I worked at, and for kids to learn about insects because they are a really big insect, so it makes it really easy to be able to see the different parts of the insects, how many legs does it have. And in their tank that I set up, I actually made a background and I created fake vines that I hung throughout the background so it looked like a little rainforest jungle. It was super cool. The next reason these guys are super awesome is because they are super handleable. So you've noticed I've had this guy out this whole video. They're a lot of fun to handle. They don't bite, they don't fly, they don't sting, which makes them safe to handle. And so they're a lot of fun for kids to handle too. So I bring them to my programs with me to let kids handle and let people handle. Now, if you told me a couple years ago that I would not only own hissing cockroaches, but I would handle them and actually like them, I would have called you a liar. For those that don't know, I actually grew up in the South, so we had those big palmetto bugs, so I have been terrified of cockroaches my whole life. It took a lot of convincing for me to get used to these guys and to appreciate them, but now I definitely do. It helps that they don't have wings. I'm still not a fan of cockroaches that have wings, so these guys I don't mind because they're just like a big old beetle looking thing. Now, the 9th reason is they have a super cool adaptation. So they get their name hissing cockroach because they hiss. So they have these little dots all along their abdomen, those little dark dots. Those are called sphericals. Now, I like to refer to the sphericals as like the cockroach's nostrils because they can push air out through them. So what happens is when they're scared or nervous, they squeeze their abdomen and push air out those tiny holes, which ends up making a hissing noise. So you can imagine they're under the leaf litter or under fallen logs in the forest in Madagascar, and an animal comes along and a whole group of them just do that noise. It's going to be loud. It's loud when one does it, so when multiples do it, it's very loud. And it sounds like a snake, so it's a way to try to scare away predators. I will say the longer you have a cockroach, the more they get used to you. They tend to hiss less. My group still hiss all the time though. And the last reason that the Madagascar hissing cockroach is the best pet invertebrate is they're super hardy. So they're super forgiving. It's a great way to learn how to take care of invertebrates because they can withstand your learning process. So would you guys agree that the Madagascar hissing cockroach is the best pet invertebrate? If not, what species do you think is? Leave it in the comments below. And always, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you for the next video. Bye!